Can you name the 10 amendments from the Bill of Rights? Most people can't get past 2. Using a little-known memory technique that dates back to ancient Greece, you will learn how to memorize all 10 in just minutes. The First Amendment gives the right to freedom of religion and freedom of speech. This image represents the First Amendment. The number 1 is represented by a unicorn because unicorns only have one horn. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the First Amendment. A Bible represents freedom of religion, and a megaphone represents freedom of speech. If we picture a unicorn speaking into a megaphone while holding a Bible, we will forever remember the First Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever, every time you think of the First Amendment. The Second Amendment gives the right to bear arms, which means the right to own firearms. This image represents the Second Amendment. The number 2 is represented by a bicycle because bicycles have 2 wheels. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Second Amendment. A bear holding a gun represents the right to bear arms. If we picture a bear riding a bicycle while holding guns, we will forever remember the Second Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever, every time you think of the Second Amendment. The Third Amendment protects against having to house soldiers. This image represents the Third Amendment. The number 3 is represented by a triceratops because triceratops have 3 horns. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Third Amendment. A soldier sitting on a couch represents housing a soldier. If we picture a triceratops dressed as a Revolutionary War soldier sitting on a couch, we will forever remember the Third Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever every time you think of the Third Amendment. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. This image represents the Fourth Amendment. The number 4 is represented by a 4-leaf clover because they have 4 leaves. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Fourth Amendment. A police officer looking through a bag represents searches and seizures. If we picture a police officer looking through a bag and finding a 4-leaf clover, we will forever remember the Fourth Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever, every time you think of the Fourth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment protects against testifying against yourself in court. This image represents the Fifth Amendment. The number 5 is represented by a star because stars have 5 points. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Fifth Amendment. A zipper mouth represents the right to remain silent in court. If we picture a star with a zipper mouth, we will forever remember the Fifth Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever, every time you think of the Fifth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment gives the right to a speedy trial by jury for criminal cases. This image represents the Sixth Amendment. The number 6 is represented by dice because dice have 6 sides. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Sixth Amendment. A judge running with a stopwatch represents a speedy trial, and the people behind him represent a jury. If we picture a judge running with a stopwatch while holding a dice and jurors running behind him, we will forever remember the Sixth Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever every time you think of the Sixth Amendment. The Seventh Amendment gives the right to a trial by jury for civil cases. This image represents the Seventh Amendment. The number 7 is represented by a globe because the Earth has 7 continents. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Seventh Amendment. A civil court scene with a jury in the back represents a trial by jury. If we picture a globe sitting on the desk of a civil court scene with a jury, we will forever remember the Seventh Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever every time you think of the Seventh Amendment. The Eighth Amendment protects against cruel and unusual punishments. This image represents the Eighth Amendment. The number 8 is represented by an octopus because they have 8 tentacles. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Eighth Amendment. A torture device represents a cruel punishment. If we picture an octopus being tortured in the stocks, we will forever remember the Eighth Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever, every time you think of the Eighth Amendment. The Ninth Amendment protects other rights, even if they are not written in the Constitution. This image represents the Ninth Amendment. The number 9 is represented by a baseball player because there are 9 players on the field during a baseball game. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the Ninth Amendment. A scroll that says, "Unwritten Rights" represents that Americans have more rights than what is written down. If we picture a baseball player holding a scroll that says, "Unwritten Rights," we will forever remember the Ninth Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever every time you think of the Ninth Amendment. The 10th Amendment gives power to the states over matters not specifically mentioned in the Constitution. This image represents the 10th Amendment. The number 10 is represented by bowling pins because there are 10 pins in a bowling game. Next, we have to create a picture to represent the 10th Amendment. 2 states holding power bolts represent that the states have power. If we picture 2 states holding power bolts playing a game of bowling, we will forever remember the 10th Amendment. This image will be burned into your mind forever every time you think of the 10th Amendment. Think you can now name the 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights? Take our short quiz linked below in the description to test your memory now.